Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Weemus. I am a student at Rasmussen College in Ocala, Florida, and today I'm doing a presentation on strategic management, specifically strategic forecasting. Strategic forecasting is a big part of strategic management because it allows us to set realistic goals. Strategic forecasting is the idea of looking forward to the future and strategizing to meet goals, deadlines, etc. Innovating updating strategies will allow our company to be successful in this facet of strategic management. Basically, strategic forecasting allows us to, no pun intended, forecast for the year, make predictions, set goals, and really dive into how we can, as a team, strive to these goals without really having a lot to go on in terms of predicting the future. Forecasting professional practice. Professional practice in forecasting is the idea of tweaking the environment and culture of a company to meet those goals. This also allows us to mainly look at making decisions that make sense for the situation during strategic forecasting. These can include reallocation of funds, resources, labor cuts, etc. Basically, this is the idea of tweaking the company culture environment to meet the forecasting needs. So, for example, starting a different practice or adding more labor, stuff like that for adding to that. Forecast limitations. No one can predict the future. Obviously, we can't physically predict what's going to happen, tomorrow, an hour from now, etc. We can't predict exactly what's going to happen. We can try and do everything we can, but it's basically impossible to predict the future. Forecasting labor models can prove to be challenging because of this, and labor is what drives the business, and it's important we forecast for each time period. Limitations when it comes to labor include human capital. For example, the nature of business in general is just the fact that people will come and go as they please, and although we can predict how long a person may work there, we can't predict when exactly they're going to leave, and keeping a steady flow of employees is very difficult. Poor predicting plays into this, so being able to having, like I said, without knowing what's going to happen in the future, poor predicting can limit the overall part of strategic forecasting. And customer service, when it comes to customers, they are our business, so we basically want to serve them as much as we can. And meeting the customer service needs is actually kind of a limitation on that, because we may have to go out of our way and do things we maybe aren't as efficient or whatnot in terms of meeting the customer service needs. Job planning is the backbone of industry and the most important part of forecasting. Through job planning, organizations create a labor model. It's important to create a model that isn't too thin in terms of labor or too thick in terms of labor. Basically, create a labor model that will be efficient in terms of not having not enough employees versus having too many employees, because on both sides we are going to lose money. Well, mainly on one side we're probably going to lose more business than money. The other one we're probably going to lose a little bit more money because we're basically paying people not to work the entire time. It is important to create this type of a model that will keep a balance between those two. And lastly, impact on forecasting. Forecasting can have a positive and negative impact depending on results. Poor forecasting can result in many circumstances, including over labor, under labor, resulting in loss of money or business. For example, like I said before, if we understaff, customers may see that as us not having, they don't really care about our labor. So obviously, if we aren't able to meet their needs because of the loss of labor, it definitely could hurt us. In terms of losing business. Over labor, like I said, we'd be spending money on people who aren't working, basically. A great forecast allows for the maximization of the business assets. So finding a good balance, being able to utilize the assets without losing any business, without spending too much money, is the key to it, and forecasting is key in strategic management overall. Thank you. Have a good day.